this is a disclaimer before the video starts. I forgot what I was going to put in a disclaimer, but this is a disclaimer, so if anything happens in the video that's like, that's kind of iffy, just know there was a disclaimer at the start for anything that needed to be disclaimed. I don't know. But I don't want to take up too much of your time, so if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. I have a Discord that I'm going to post in the description of this video, in this video only. And, yeah. This is going to be Gorilla Tag 101. And in case anybody doesn't know what that means, 101 is basically like, you know, a guide. It's basically just, this is how you do everything. This is that's about it. That's Gorilla 101 is just going to be teaching you everything you need to progress in the game. And for all the people that want to get better, it's going to be for all those people to get better. That's what Gorilla 101 is going to be. So, hope you enjoyed, and we can get started on the first chapter. Chapter 1. So, in this chapter, a couple of key points we're going to be going over is basics. Basic, I can English. Alright. Seriously though. The things we're going to be going over is going to be basic movement, pretty much basic everything. My throat is congested, I guess? I don't know. I'm not sick, but it's something. Pretty much everything, every single basic thing I can think of is going to be what we're going over. So, the first thing we're going to be going over is basic movement. Basic movement. So we're going to go. Where's a good spot to go? Can't really go over there. I'm going over here. This is a good, decent spot for this. Okay. So, basic movement. So whenever you start into the game, you might be moving with two hands. You might be moving with one hand like that, choppy. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna teach you how to correct your movement really quick, so we can get on to the rest of the cool stuff. My controller. This controller like bugs out whenever I don't. I have to have it like this, otherwise, look at that, it bugs out. It's weird. Anyways, but it works, so that's all that matters. Anyways, to correct your movements, the proper way you should be walking, really, it's not really a proper way of walking, it's more just like, this is generally how people move. Generally, how they move is they bring one hand side to side like this. Normally, it's like that, but since that controller dies, I have to do it sideways. Generally, it's side to side movement like that. You take your hand, people say move it parallel. You literally just grab the floor and move back. It's like if you were to hold like a lever or something, and you're like pull a lever back. That's basically what it is. You're doing that. This movement is important because this movement gets into how to play fast on ground and also walls. This kind of movement plays heavily into walls. Learning how to, you know, do the movement and stuff, but generally, that's how everyone moves. They all move with their hands, sort of like this, and they kind of just bring their hands back. That's generally how people move. You can move faster, you can move slower, you can move all around, you can move side to side, you can do little 360s, however you want to do it, doesn't matter. That's the general way people move. Because I don't want to make this video 60 minutes long, I'm going to move on to the next one, and that is going to be, we'll do basic ground, I guess, because I'm already on the ground. Basic ground. This is going to mainly consist of cleaning up your movement so that you don't do unnecessary stuff on the floor. Generally on the ground serves its purpose as bringing you to different objects to do stuff. Generally, you're not going to be using the ground as your main source of like moving unless you're a ground player. If you mainly play on the floor, then you might, but generally most people don't do that because ground is one of them things where you're either cracked at it or you don't play it at all. So, but I'm not discouraging you from playing ground. If you like ground, if you like moving on the floor, if you like juking people, if you like pulling a little dunk on people sometimes, like pulling a little, doesn't matter. If you want to play ground, you can play ground, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to not emphasize ground right now. But, let's recap on ground. Ground's emphasis is to bring you to different places, so it can bring you to branches, can bring you to walls, bring you to the ground, and also the ground can bring you to double walls. Oh, one more thing. The ground can bring you to areas where you scale. I can't see, it's so dark, but yeah. The ground can also do that. So that's the ground's main purpose, is to bring you to different objects that are in the map. That's the main thing. The way that you can clean up your ground movement is simply, instead of aimlessly wandering around, you sort of get a grasp on where you're gonna go. So, if you're branch player, you're naturally gonna wander towards the branches to get onto the branches. This is all if you're not a ground player. If you're a ground player, you're naturally going to levitate more towards maneuvering on the ground to get away from people. That's just the basic way everyone does that. That's what you're gonna do, generally. So, if you're ground, you're gonna do that. If you're a branch player, you levitate more towards branches, so that's where the ground's gonna bring you. If you're a wall player, you're naturally going to move over towards the wall, so you can do wall stuff. Do whatever you want there. If you're a double walls player or a scaling player, generally you're going to move towards an open bit where you can. Okay, my hand just died. You move towards an area where you can like climb. Yeah, that was a terrible place to do that, but it's fine. Where you can climb the tree, or you're gonna move around on the ground whatever you do. So to recap on that is kind of it for the basics in ground. We will now move towards the basics in walls because people play more walls than they do branches now. So basics in walls. Basics in walls. Basics are more or less just gonna be this. This, maybe a little bit of this, maybe a little bit of going down, but I think that's too hard for newer players. I'm basically just gonna be learning basic movement. This basic movement is 3 steps, I think. I might alter that in just 3 seconds, I don't know. Step number 1. You're going to want to move your hands in a Frozone way. You know how Frozone moves? He goes, Frozone! You're basically just gonna, Frozone! You're gonna do like that. Pull towards the wall. Basically, because most people don't emphasize the way you pull, they just tell you to, pull. So you're like, okay, well, I know to pull this way, but I don't really know exactly how to do it. It's what you're gonna do. I'm gonna show you a really up close view. Take your hand, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to pull towards the wall. You're trying to pull your body into the wall. And one thing I find that helped me when I was learning how to wall climb, is leaning your body towards the wall. So instead of just swiping and potentially flinging yourself all the way over here, what you can do is you can instead situate your body so that you pull directly into the wall. And it's just a little turn. It's not even that much. It's just a little turn to get your hands used to it. Just a slight turn, and so you go from this to this. You go to the wall, you slightly with your body, and you can push into the wall more. And instead of you going that, you're basically doing that. You're doing that, but you're doing it ever so slightly to the side. So instead of just doing like that, you're doing more like that. You're like, you're basically just. Don't be mad if you don't get it immediately. Not everyone gets it first try. It's something that takes a lot of practice, which is a thing people don't like using, but the key word in everything is practice. That's the key word. Practice is everything in this game. Unless you don't want to get good. In that case, screw practice. You don't need it. Practice, hardly no one. So, that's the first thing. And the second thing is while running. While running is pretty much just, you know how you walk on the ground? It's basically the same thing. There's not much of a difference. There really isn't. In the grand scheme of things, you sort of hit your hand to the side a little bit more. Like, it's weird. You, like, push your hands. Let me show you on the other wall. It's much easier over here. Basically, you're going to pretty much just... It's not complicated, man. You just hit down. That's really all there is to it. You just hit down. Like you're walking on the floor. Like you're going from... like this... to this. Hertz is also another thing to consider. But that's gonna come more into specifics. For basic everything, you can kind of just use whatever hertz you're already on. It's not gonna matter. It's only gonna matter once you get into the finer details and you're really getting towards what you're trying to get towards. So yeah, that's kind of it for basic walls. A little recap. Wall climbing, you pull a Frozone, and then you pull a I'm playing ground. That's basically it. It's just you turn the Frozone. You see how naturally turning side to side I always did that. And you're walking on the floor. Think of it like you're walking on the floor, sorta. You just tap your hand on the floor. Well, you tap it on the wall. Like this. I'm hitting my hand straight down. I'm actually hitting it down. I'm hitting it down and slightly out. Like, slightly out. Hitting it like that. Hitting it down and slightly out if you can see my hand. Because that allows you to stay on it a lot easier. So, if you want me to validate my skills really quick, I can, there. In case you think I wasn't good at walls. There. I can hit that remarkably easily. I can hit red wall just about anywhere. So that is basically it for basics on walls. Now we will move to basics on branching. Basics on branching. This is one is a little bit more broad, so this one's gonna be a little bit longer because, you know, it's gonna have a lot more complex stuff. Branching is one of the most complex mechanics, and you can't tell me I'm wrong, because walls, ground, scaling, and branches. I missed, but you get the point. There's a lot more than just one movement. So yeah. That wasn't meant as any harm anyway, by the way. I was just saying. So, basics in branching. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to learn the layout of all the branches. You can do this at whatever pace you want. Whether or not you're already decent at it or you're, you know, skilled, doesn't matter. Any level of player needs to be able to memorize all the branches. That goes to wall and ground players as well, because let's be honest, if you're only doing one thing, you're trash. If you're only playing walls, you're kinda bad. If you're only playing ground, you're kinda bad. If you only play branches, you're kinda bad. If you play everything, you're pretty good. You're like, yeah, I mean, you'll be better off knowing everything than knowing only one thing. So, let me stop playing the game and let me teach y'all how to play the game, because apparently I can't keep my concentration on something for more than 2.5 milliseconds. Let's go. Time to learn to branch. So, branching. Branching is sort of just hitting from branch to branch, honestly. Like I said, you have to know where all the branches are. That's a must. If you don't, you're going to be far worse off than most other players. Most players have a general idea of all the branches, but let me give you a few tips and a rundown. So, all trees are the exact same, except stump and treehouse. All trees are the exact same. They're all the exact same like thing. They're shrunk down, enlarged, rotated around, and what makes treehouse and other things unique is, well, if you couldn't tell what makes them unique, that might help you. That huge stub that's on. I just realized that stub even existed. That's literally nowhere else except for on this branch. Is that stub. I can't climb it, I'm bad. Anyways, that's what makes that unique. What makes that unique, it's literally cut in half. You couldn't already tell. Also, the walkway, that used to be different, but that's not, that doesn't have anything to do with branching, so back to branching. Branching. Once you've sort of gotten all the trees down, and you're kind of getting there, like, you don't know them all 100%, but you could learn your way around it. Like, you can get from tree to branch to tree branch. Don't worry about gaining speed on anything. Don't worry about gaining consistency on anything. Well, actually, no, consistency is the thing you want to work on, but basically, you want to work on your accuracy first. So being able to hit the branches in the first place is a pretty good skill to learn. Other than that, and after that, I blanked. After that, consistency is your next thing. So, consistency. Let me get a rundown of these words in case you're under the age of like 14 or something and you just don't know these words for some reason. Accuracy. How well you can hit a branch. Kind of makes sense, you know. Whether or not you do that, or voice crack, whether or not you. I missed. I did not miss, but I meant to miss. It's fine, you get the point. Whether or not you can hit the branch, or whether or not you whiff the branch. Anyways, that's accuracy. Consistency. Consistency is being able to... The word consistent is basically just being able to do the same thing more over and over and over, being able to do something in a repeating cycle while still being successful. In other words, being able to do this and not fall off. That's basically the whole thing. You learn consistency by playing the branches and getting used to them. That's how you learn consistency. That is the thing all Gorilla Tag players must learn: is consistency, patience, accuracy, and speed. All 4 of these things are very important to the game. And will, you know, save your ass later on. Because most people don't really learn consistency or accuracy until way later. They really shouldn't be, but I don't know. Players are weird. Did someone just join the lobby? I'm gonna have... No, it's just me. Ignore my name. Blue Demon, bye. Blue Demon, baby. Anyways, that's kind of it for basic branching. Little recap of branching. My controller just disconnected. It's been doing that for a while. I don't know why. Okay, I'm trailing off. Recap on branching. First, learn where all the trees are. Do the slow, fast, whatever way you need to. You need to do it with a handicap. You need to do it with a double eye patch. You need to do it with your goldfish on your back. Who cares? As long as you learn it, that's all that matters. Once you learn a general idea of where all the trees are and all their branches, then what you will do is you will learn consistency, accuracy, and speed. Consistency, accuracy, and speed make up the core fundamentals. Along with, what was the 4th one I said? I don't remember. I'll add that one in there, but I don't remember what I said. Basically, those 4 another voice crack. Crazy. 4. I said 3. I don't remember what the 4th one was, so there's 3 now. Plus 4, because I edited these myself, so I'm gonna make fun of myself. Anyways, so once you've learned these core fundamentals of branching, you'll be pretty good. You'll be able to do all your basic branching pretty easily. You'll be able to go from branch to branch with at least some speed. I learned to be able to go on these branches pretty damn quick before I was doing anything else. So, I was already able to, you know, climb around, go work my way around the place. I was already able to jump up these quickly, or sort of quickly. Jump up these sort of quickly, you know. That's kind of the speed you're aiming for. Being able to do things sort of quickly without failing. That's sort of what you're learning. That is the fundamentals of branching. I know, it's a lot. That's just how branching is, man. It's hard, but it's so rewarding. So, next thing. I did that. I did basics on ground. I need basics on scaling and double walls next. We'll do double walls. Yeah. Scaling's also going to be a little something. Double walls. Most people struggle to get up this. Most people don't understand how to get up this. Let me give you a quick 60-second tutorial. I have a timer on the screen. I should not do this, but I don't care. Tip number 1. What you want to do is you want to hit side to side. You do not want to hit forward or backwards. That's bad. Hit directly side to side. If you need to turn your head to face the direction, then go ahead. That's kind of it, honestly. Just make sure you hit side to side like that. don't go too far forward. If you do, kind of hit yourself backwards, get yourself back in place, and learn to side like that. Tilt your head to the side if you need to. You know how J-Man would jump from thing to thing like that? That's the same. Y'all can use that trick. I used that trick when I was getting better at it. But once you get good, you kind of learn to... You learn to hit sideways. Anyways, that is the basics of double walls. There's not much left. I mean, y'all can, like, do some basic, walls, but I don't even think y'all can do that at this point. Y'all have to wait till y'all get a little bit better to be able to do that kind of stuff. Anyways, that is my 60-second tutorial on, double walls. It might have been longer, but the core tutorial was only 6 seconds. But don't make fun of me, you're all weird. Okay, now we can take a little bit of a peaceful break and I can start talking a little bit slower. So, we are now on to scaling. The fundamentals of scaling is kind of similar to walls, but instead of going... You're now going. You're doing that. So to get better at scaling, all you want to do is you want to do a 3-step plan. First, put your hand against the wall. Second, hit upwards. Third, grab onto the nearest branches next to you. And you kind of just rock climb. I did not realize you could do that so effortlessly. But yeah, that's kind of how you scale, man. You just hit up the wall. And the way you hit up the wall is you push directly down into the thing. You push straight down. Like if you were looking down, you're doing... If you're looking down, you're doing that. You're just going... You're going... That's how you do it. You can get better at it. You can hit twice. That basically gets you up there, it. That's not much else to do with scaling. If you need any more in-depth tutorials, I can make some in-depth tutorials, but this is just the broad tutorial. That's how you do it. So, little recap. Little recap on scaling. What you want to do is you want to 3-step plan. 1, put your hand against the wall. 2, hit down. Hit down in a momentum where you're going like that, not in a momentum, in the direction where you're going like that. You're basically sliding your hand forward against the wall. You go nyum, nyum. So then you can grab onto the next branches and you can continue your cycle all the way up. That is all of the core mechanics in this game. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Is there anything else I can think of? I guess I can show y'all how to climb tall tree. And I guess I can teach y'all how to climb the ladder. So, with tall tree, it's sort of just scaling. You're just scaling up it. Learn how to get up. Or if you want to be a newbie, and you want to be a loser and you want to not challenge yourself, you can simply just wall climb side to side like you did on double wall. Same movement, back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth, all the way up. That's how you get up there. If you're doing the front side, there's a little skip right here that most people do. Gets up here quickly. What you want to do simply is you want to wall climb. I actually missed that first hit. I'm actually garbage. That's basically the premise of it, though. You just skippity-bop, 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 and that up. Anyways, that is all of my tutorials and directioning for the basics of everything. More in-depth tutorials I will make probably tomorrow. I don't feel like making it tonight. I'll probably do it tomorrow. I might upload this tonight. I don't know. That would be an iffy thing. But this is Gorilla Tag 101, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. And I hope you watch my content, because my stuff is kind of cool. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed. Like and sub if you did. My Discord will be in the description in case you want to have some one-on-one with me, because something I did or said was not heard or received. Other than that, y'all can just enjoy your time with me, because I'm a fun YouTuber. I'm probably the nicest YouTuber you're ever going to meet, because all the other YouTubers are boring. Anyways, that is about it for this video. I don't know anything else to say. I had my disclaimer. I still don't remember what I put in the disclaimer, because I'm an idiot. I forget things 3 seconds after they happen. I have a Dory's memory. So, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. I said that 3 to like 5 times already. I don't care. comment your favorite part of the video, comment anything that I could do to improve the video, and comment if I should make a separate video on something specific. I will be making more videos on higher levels of each mechanic probably tomorrow, because I don't feel like doing that tonight. I really don't. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed. And before we leave, there's a Bible verse right here. I saw it online. I thought it was a really cool Bible verse. It's Timothy. I think it was Timothy 4:11. I'm not sure. It's gonna be on the screen somewhere like right here. It'll just be sitting here while I talk and while y'all can read it. And it has to do with youth, which I think will help all of you guys. It'll give you guys all a little bit of a boost in morale. Also, just know that your favorite YouTuber, Blue, is always watching out for you. My name is Blue Demon, and I am out.